Okay, close. Just recording. Okay, it's recording now.
Alrighty. Well, y'all want to begin?
Yep.
Well, if you want to go to the slide 1, the picture of the drawings that I did.
Okay, so I'm gonna change the layout here. So, do you guys want it like this, or do you want me to spotlight it?
I mean, the way it is now is fine with me, but
Okay.
either way you want to do it is fine.
Oh no, you do it. It's All right, so we're gonna go to the drawing. It's right there. Okay.
So that right there it wasn't all just one download. It was a few different downloads, but I didn't really know what any of it meant when I was getting it, and then later on I kind of pieced some of it together. I kind of thought maybe it had something to do with the pyramids in Egypt, but I don't think that those triangles signify the pyramids. I think what those are, or I know the triangles, but I think it's supposed to be 3 different stars, 3 suns. The big circle beside it with the dots and the arrows, I'm pretty sure represents a planet, and the arrows are just showing which way the planet turns. This is just all what I've kind of pieced together. So this download I got months ago, maybe even about a year ago now. The little black dot with the oops, hold on. All right, there we go. The little black dot up under the big circle with the little dots going off like into a line. I'm pretty sure that that's representing one of the suns of the 3 triangles, and the black dots going off are planets. Um, eight planets that go around that sun. Um, the little zigzag line, I didn't know then what it was, but I do now. It's the Cassiopeia star system, or the constellation. It's in the Milky Way, um, kind of around like the end of the Milky Way part. Um. So anyway, yeah. So I didn't know at the time that that's what Cassiopeia was. I found that out later. Um, the triangle in the corner with the numbers, I'm still not sure what that means yet. I'm still trying to figure out that. And the lines on top, I don't know what those mean yet either. It kind of looks like maybe some type of writing. I'm not sure, but yeah. If you want to switch to the next slide.
Oh, Ashley says coordinates, Google Maps.
See, I typed in that as coordinates, but I can't remember what it brought up. But it wasn't in. I mean, I guess I can try it again, as I forgot what it brought up. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
But
I also get it's a formula. It's a formula of entanglement, several entanglements into spirals. So it's like a formula of a foundational, and the spiral gets wider and wider. It's a formation. It's a certain formation depending on your galaxy, through the Milky Way, through other galaxies, because the Milky Way is our portal to everything, because they could see us and we could see them. And also night and day temperature wise is important, because I saw that, the line, the half of the hemisphere, the way the earth rotates, with the sun and without the sun. The triangles are sacred. They do the upside down triangle, diamond, folding of space. This one, it is folding of space on having one, X, Y, and Z. Also, entanglement is part of all this thing, and these spirals of the local galaxy, your land and your WAN, and then everything else through that big portal of our Milky Way. We see everybody right now. They could see us, we could see them. I don't know, Ashley probably would know. I think I saw it in Lua, where so many thousand years that we are seen, or something like that. I don't know the timeline, but that line right there, as the triangle went smaller and bigger, that's a visual. Be able to see that little tear in the veil where we can be influenced, good or bad. I'm still counting. This is incredible. I'm still trying to see the dots, zeros and ones, on and off. So right now this is like really giving me a headache. Joshua, thank you so much.
Sure.
So so I'm gonna stop right there, because I got to pull back, or else I won't be able to do anything else today. Okay.
So I told y'all about the whole owl, find the owl. What I was told to find the owl, and that I would find. Well, that's
Which
the
one?
owl right there.
That one, okay.
That one's fine.
Yeah, look at that. Oh.
Yeah, you can clearly see an owl. I was looking for physical owls, so I was looking at all types of history, statues of owls. I didn't think about looking in the stars for an owl. It just kind of came to me one day when I was looking on the internet for owls, and then I seen the picture of this. I was like, oh wow, that looks like an owl. And then when I typed it in, stars that looked like an owl or owl cluster, it ended up being part of Cassiopeia. It's down at the bottom of Cassiopeia. So that was the link right there that I was like, okay, well, maybe, that's where she's from. Is the Cassiopeia. And you can flip through the owl pictures if you want. I think there's like 3 of them.
Okay. Let me see.
Yeah, that's a far away one. You can kind of see more of like the wings and the eyes and the tail at the bottom. I mean, it looked like an owl to me. I think there's a picture of one where it's outlined.
Okay. Oh, this is beautiful right here.
Yeah. So when I finally found out about the owl cluster, and like I said, I went searching for that. I didn't know the name of it. I didn't know, where it was at. So it took me a little bit to find out.
Is this owl near the Milky Way? Like at?
Yeah,
it's
right.
I saw that last night.
It's literally right under
with the 2 eyes.
Cassiopeia.
Oh my god!
Cassiopeia is in the Milky Way.
It's like, the Milky Way goes down this way. It was on top of it. I remember those two eyes.
Yeah. So then when I was looking into it and I realized it was part of Cassiopeia, I started to look more into Cassiopeia, and I found that there's more than three suns. There's like, I think, if I can remember right, there's like 25 different stars in that galaxy. But there's three major suns, and then that kind of linked back to the three triangles, which I kind of thought represented suns. And within these three suns, one of them has there's a bunch of planets, but one of the suns has 7 planets. It was 8 planets at one time, but now it's kind of like the Pluto thing. One of them isn't a planet no more. So I was looking through all these planets. I think if you go to the next slide, oh no, it might be 2 more. I'm sorry. Oh yeah, but that one right there, there's the outline of the owl. So yeah. So the very next slide. So that's Cassiopeia, a little zigzag right in the middle. And where that square is, that's where the owl cluster is right up under Cassiopeia. So this doesn't show like where the suns or planets are. There's really no pictures of that because there's no way to get pictures of it. It's so far away. But they know that they're there. So once I figured all this out, I asked, if I was in the right direction, and pretty much what I thought was that this is not this, but the owl cluster is there's no planets in the owl cluster. There's no suns or planets, but
Oh shit.
the planets, if you look at the Cassiopeia going from right where the square is and you go up to that dot right above the square, that's where the 7 planets are, right above it. And the 3 suns, there's 3 separate suns kind of close together, and then one of the suns has 7 planets.
Okay, I gotta
So
say something here, dude. So
yeah, go ahead.
last night, we were viewing a cam that we were blessed to see the Milky Way, and there was a being right on top. You know how the Milky Way, it's right on top with the 2 eyes, but it looked like it was part human, a humanoid. You could see the face as an owl, but the shoulders were like wings. Okay. And at one point, someone moved the cam, and I'm looking at the text right now, and it says, that's the constellation Perseus there in the middle. So that's when they moved it from the Milky Way to the left. Actually, I have a video of it actually, and someone says that's Perseus. So this is such crazy synchronicity, because I'm getting like flashback from last night, and I'm looking at my phone and looking at this text, and someone is just like, yeah, then we moved it from the Milky Way to like Perseus. Is that how you say it? Perseus?
Yeah.
Which was crazy because it was here in the Milky Way, and then they moved it to the left. So we were looking at the Milky Way at the sky cam that we have, and literally moved it like, I don't know, 11:30 last night, my time. And it was, this is just weird synchronicity of this. So yeah, thank you. I'll share you that information so you can see that owl with the two eyes. The two eyes were that got me. So from the two eyes, I started there, and then I saw the head and the arms, and it sat on the very top of the Milky Way, right at the entrance of the Milky Way.
I'll try
And
to look tonight. I was telling Diana earlier, I got a telescope yesterday. I'm gonna test it out tonight. So I'll try to look. But so yeah, so
and then this Andromeda galaxy, because people from yesterday was talking about Andromeda. Is that the Andromeda galaxy right below it?
I think so. Or I think this is all part of the Andromeda galaxy.
Oh shit! There was a couple of people that downloaded Andromeda beings. Oh shit!
But I forgot. Oh yeah. So go to the next slide, I think.
Okay.
Yes, okay. So this shows you right here where I'm sorry, I was reading what Ashley was saying. So this one right here, that little yellow dot is the owl cluster. Shows you where it's at. Right up under the second star. I was trying to find something that would show the planets, but I couldn't find any of it. But you can read about them. I think altogether there was 25 or 26 planets inside Cassiopeia, but the ones that I think are the important ones with Atswa was the the 7 planets that are right. They would be right above the owl cluster. I think that I want to say it's HR 8832 is the name of that planet cluster. I'll have to go look it up again, but I think that's what it was called, HR 8832. And that's the one with the 3 suns and the 7 planets. So once I pieced all this together, which was just recently, a few months ago, I started to ask, if I was in the right, if I was going in the right direction, if I was piecing everything together right. And so what I was told is that the owl cluster is so the planets above the owl cluster, the 7 planets, they're all dead now. All all 7 of them are dead planets. But thousands of years ago, maybe millions of years ago, 2 of the planets were thriving. There was they looked a lot like Earth. They had oceans, land, and there was 2 separate. They were right beside each other, and there was living beings on both planets. They were both thriving. And then over time, just the planets just died. So the beings on the second planet, which is part of Atswa's herd beings, they built an artificial planet, which is in the owl cluster right below. They knew when the first planet, when the planet that was right in front of them was having all these catastrophes like earthquakes and floods and all that, they knew that their planet was going to be next. And so they built an artificial planet kind of like a big ship, and they moved it right down to where the Owl cluster is, and that's where they are now. That's where they stay. Um, the people from the first planet, not many of them survived. Um, they were not. They were kind of like they weren't like the same type of beings as the second planet, but they were close to it. Um, we are actually uh, they all come from the same species as us. That's why she looks human. Um, there's, I guess, multiple planets throughout the galaxy that has the same species as us. Um, we were brought here, or it's a long story that a lot of you probably know, but um, the beings known as the Anunnaki um, manipulated the genes of of people who were already here on Earth, um, to be pretty much to skip evolution to be where we are now, and that kind of explains the whole missing link thing. Um, we are the Anunnaki are the same as us. They're humans. They're not like gods. They're not, fallen angels. They're just humans like us, just with very, very more advanced technology. And so that species, us, the human species, there's multiple planets all over that have humans on it. They're just some are more advanced than us. A lot of them are more advanced than us. We're kind of behind. um, so kind of what happened with us on Earth is the same that happened with the two planets in Cassiopeia. They were they were sped up through evolution, and this was all to um to try to benefit higher beings who wanted to use our species to get whatever type of resources they needed on these planets. Um, so they didn't have to do it themselves. They would just speed up the evolution of these species to the point where they could learn, communicate, and then use them not as slaves. They weren't slaves, but they were used to collect any type of resource that these higher beings wanted or needed. And I'm pretty sure this is my opinion, but I think that that's exactly what we were used for. Why we were sped up was to get gold and other resources that the Anunnaki needed. And there's a lot of proof of that, but that's a whole different story. So anyway, when the first planet was going through all these disasters and they knew that their planet was going to be next, they all got together and started building this artificial planet, and kind of like an ark, like a big Noah's Ark. They gathered everything from their planet and moved it to this artificial planet. So it's like a big ball. From what I've seen in visions and stuff, it's a big ball, like a big ship, kind of like on Star Wars, the Death Star that blows up the planet, a big ball. It kind of looked like that. It was a big metal, or I don't know if it was metal, but a big ball, and they live inside of it. They have like forest, and artificial oceans, and on the inside it looks a lot like what Earth looks like. Um, Farms, animals, everything that they need to survive. Um, so I think, is there another slide? I can't remember. Oh no, I think that was it. Um, okay, I think that was it. I thought there was another one but I think I forgot to send it. But it was just a drawing that I did
Yeah,
of.
Joshua, you could send it to me on Messenger right now, and I'll put it up like 10 seconds if you
Um,
want.
Let me see if I can exit out of here without messing
Oh,
anything up. Hold on.
just go to your Messenger and just attach it there and send it to me. No,
All right. Let me see if I can
I want
find
to
it
look at
again.
this again. This is very interesting.
Yeah, let's see here.
D, anything?
Yeah, if y'all have any questions or anything, please feel free to ask. Um,
This all geometric. There's
I'll
a,
have to send. My phone won't let me get into my pictures.
okay, that's okay.
So I'll send it to you later or after this. But
It's just the Hemi. What is that dude's name again, D?
MS-80.
Thank you. Sound like him. It's a D. Like, D, like the D, right? Do you know what I'm saying? I could only remember the D part of it, but I know it's Hemi something D.
who is that?
Somebody who came through to me a little while ago. Joshua, let me ask you some questions about the all right, so there's this large white, there's this large white sphere with the dots around it and the arrows, and then there's a black, and then another black dot with the dots radiating
So
from it. Are
I
these like three separate, like, tell me, are they three separate entities? Are they related? Tell me your intuition about the three spheres.
yes, they're three separate. The the little one with the dots going in a line. What I'm thinking was the second planet. Um, the planet that Atswa was from. The bigger black one, I'm pretty sure the reason why they're black is because that's representing the dead planets. The bigger black one was the first one that um that all the catastrophes happened, and the floods and the earthquakes. The bigger one is the artificial planet, the one that they made. The dots around it, I think that's just showing the way it turns. Um, if that makes sense, like the rotation. They also have um, because everything is inside. They have artificial sunlight that they, where it's not artificial. It comes from the three suns. They save up the energy from the three suns, um, and use that as artificial sunlight inside of the planet. So like I said, they have farms, they have forests, they have like if you were to go inside, it would look like it does here on Earth. You would have oceans, forest, um, and they seem to not, even though they're more advanced than us, they don't have like big, tall buildings and stuff like that. They seem to use their resources more wisely, and um, they just have like little houses. They don't. You know, there's more forest, there's more land than there is buildings. Um, and I think my interpretation of that is because they are inside of a big shell, and you don't want, you know, a bunch of like gases and car emissions and stuff like that, you know, floating around inside of a big shell to suffocate everybody. But yeah, I think the big one is well, I don't think, I'm pretty sure I know that the big one, the big spear is the artificial planet. Yeah, you can keep asking, asking whatever you.
Um, all right. So I'm thinking about a lot of different things that you've talked about. You said that how do you say her name?
It's Atswa.
Atswa. You said that Atswa in the beginning was very firm with you, right? Like very,
Yeah,
you were
very
joking
strict.
around
And
and you said it was kind of mean, but really she was like very firm with you, very direct with you and everything
yeah,
like that. Now you said that sort of shifted now?
yes, it has. Now that I think that I've pieced together a lot of this information, and you know, taken everything serious. Um, didn't, you know, spread any information until I fully understood what was going on. I think because of all that, um, their relationship has changed to more. It's more open now, and um, there's more trust, and I think that they are ready for the information to start coming out.
That's beautiful.
And like I said, it's the same. Like they're just like us. They're humans. They're just more advanced. Um, and I'm pretty sure that we all came from the same place. I don't know where. I mean, I know that the Anunnaki, and I do believe that the Anunnaki are real, and I believe that they were the first beings to come to this earth, and I think that we came from them. It was an accident at first. Um, if you read into all the tablets, there's a story about how Earth was created, how it used to sit farther out, like um, behind Mars, I think, and a planet knocked it to where it is now, um, and cracked it in half, and half of it became the moon, and the other, well, not half, it was a smaller piece became the moon, and the bigger piece became the Earth. But when that planet hit ours, it left behind um, DNA and seeds and spores and everything. And over time, all of that grew into what Earth is now. And so that's how we got on Earth accidentally. And then that planet was the planet Nibiru, which was where the Anunnaki came from. But anyway, that's a whole nother different subject. But I'm pretty sure that we all came from, even the Anunnaki, we all came from the same species somewhere out there, because we're all the same. We're all humans. Um, I just don't know what species that would have been or where they're from. I'm still kind of searching for that. Yes, Tabitha.
24, the dots on the hemisphere. So 12, 24, upside down. Tell me about that 24. That's the cycle of those dots with the arrows.
The the big dots or the big circle.
Yes, there's a greater than sign, and you got 24 dots, and then the greater than sign at 1, 2, 3,
I think the 24 dots represents days or maybe months. And the arrows, the greater, I don't think it's greater or less than signs. I think it's just arrows pointing to the rotation of the planet. Like that's the rotation that it rotates in. And I think the dots represent either days or months, or maybe even years. I'm not sure yet on that. I'm leaning more towards days or months. Like each dot represents a month or a day of a month.
I feel it's a mirror, 12, with the, it's like, like you fold, but it's 12 up
Yeah,
there, 12 down there. You fold them together, it's 24. So it's almost like a mirror reflection with the hemisphere, like as above is below. Like
yeah,
if you put something in the sky, you will see the shadow in the ground, you know. Um, so uh, if you look at the sky, you'll see, oh, it's a freaking helicopter or a plane, a big plane that's flying. But you see it on the ground too, because you could see it, the reflection of its shadow on the sun side. So that's just really interesting. And the star, the triangles, how they grow. They start with one and they become two, like entanglement, right?
and like I said, some of this I haven't figured out yet. Like the lines on the very top that um look like it could be a language. I don't know. I haven't figured that out yet. The triangle in the very corner with the numbers, I haven't figured that out yet. I'm not sure what all those numbers mean.
I find that triangle with your 7, 5, and 9, 0 to 9, a sequence, a sequence,
Yeah,
a sequence. I saw a sequence formula,
but
you know.
that triangle with the numbers, I've seen that symbol so many different times throughout my life. I've that symbol has come up so many different times.
I've seen that too. In regards to thinking they're stars, and that's, I call it the Star Trek. The Star Trek symbol,
Oh yeah,
because they're stars and then they change shapes, but as they move out of our plane and go and blink, I call them blink, portal out, they become like this, where they're around and then they, you know. So I'm like, oh, and then I wondered, I go, is that where they got the Star Trek logo? The Star Trek logo? Because it was consistent as they leave and get what, plasma kisses each other and all this stuff. And then as they leave, they become that shape, from one dimension to,
yeah,
but
yeah,
they're all
yeah.
dots. It's interesting.
Did you have another question, Diana?
Yes. The lines in that triangle, are they, or is it to show you the shape, like the three-dimensional shape of the triangle of the pyramid, like the way that if you were looking down on it, it would be like a three-dimensional thing, or is it lines is it to show that it's a
Yeah, I get what
three-dimensional
you're saying.
object?
That's something I'm not sure of. Like I said, I've seen that symbol a lot throughout my life. I don't know if it's to represent 3D or if it's just a symbol. I'm not sure. That's something that I'm still trying to work out. Um, but I mean, that kind of would make sense if it was. Yeah, it does look like a three-dimensional structure.
And so when you Googled you Googled owl constellation that looks like an owl, and then
Well,
that constellation is named the owl constellation.
is named the Owl Cluster.
The owl
When I
cluster.
first seen it, I didn't know the name of it. I was looking through pictures of owl statues, and I just typed in owls throughout history. I was just looking for
Fascinating.
like owl statues and like Egypt and uh, um, Samaria and just all over the world. And then that picture of the owl just happened to be one of the pictures. And so I clicked on it, and I was like, that looks like an owl. And
That's
then
fascinating.
when I clicked on it, when you click on the pictures below, it shows more pictures of similar things. When I looked below, there was the picture of somebody drew an outline around it to show an owl. So then I started looking that up, and first I just looked up stars in the shape of an owl, and then it brought me up. But the weird thing is I was already looking at stuff about Cassiopeia, and because of when I pieced that together. So then when I realized that the owl cluster was right under Cassiopeia, I was like, oh, that's that that blew my mind.
No,
But yeah,
mine too. Blew my mind too. That there's like a long tradition with that specific group of stars that are called the owl cluster.
and like I said, the whole find the owl that I kept hearing in dreams, and when I would meditate, I would hear it, find the owl, and so I was thinking it was something on Earth, or I never thought to look at stars or anything like that. Um, but then when I did find that owl cluster, and then it ended up being right below Cassiopeia, and I was like, that blew my mind, and then that's what kind of um, it let me knew right then that I was in the right direction, that I was piecing everything together right, and like I said, the planet, the artificial planet is part. It's in the out cluster. It's part of it, and a big reason why they are wanting to reach out is because they see our planet is going through the same issues that their planet was going through, and they want to help. And because our planet is, we're driving our planet into like with them, their planet was it naturally died out. With our planet, we're pretty much killing our planet with everything that we're doing, chopping down forest and you know killing the ozone with whatever, and they see our planet going down really quick. It might not be in our lifetimes, but it's going to happen, and I think that's why they are reaching out or wanting to reach out, is to help us not go through what they went through. And to also there's um they want people to not be afraid of extraterrestrial life if they do visit us. They're also very aware of what governments are doing all over the world, um, trying to spread fear into people. And I was shown visions of, which I spoke about before, the two visions that I was shown of the Earth. One was of an Earth that was pretty much dead. It was everything on fire. Um, just bodies everywhere, people rampaging all around. Not many people left. Disease, um, just very, very bad. And then the other vision was of the Earth, um, with everything. Sorry, my cat likes to talk. I don't know if y'all hear her. But anyway, the other Earth was, green, all green, and what I took it as was two possibilities of our future. Um, One, the bad one is if we keep going down the path that we're going down, it's going to end up bad. But if we change and if we do it quickly, then we could possibly save this planet from going down that path. And I was shown also, like the whole, they know what the government are doing. Um, there is going to be a false flag um, alien attack. They're going to try to show, or try to trick us that we're being attacked by extraterrestrials or UFOs to try to get everybody on board to go to war with what they say are UFOs, but really it's stuff that they're making up to make the UFOs and the ETs look bad. So when they do come, if they come, people are going to be afraid and they're going to attack them, shoot them down with missiles, and part of their goal is to try to show people that that's not the intentions of these beings. They're not coming here to attack us and to kill us. They're coming here to help us and to show us, a better way of life and healing, heal us and all of that. Anybody else had any more questions or?
Joshua, did they tell you anything about underground?
I've had like downloads and visions of underground. I don't know if it came from who it came from, but I have had I've had plenty of dreams and visions of underground.
Like a Noah's Ark.
Well, what I seen was like I wouldn't say civilizations underground, but there are like certain areas where there are people. I don't know if they're people, but there are beings that are underground. Um, Different types of beings, and that's kind of been proven already with like the Dosa base and um over around California. There's stories of people seeing Lemurians and you know ancient uh, Native Americans have stories of tall people like giants coming up from underground. So I do believe that there is stuff underground. Now, I've had visions and dreams of it and downloads. I don't know who was showing it to me, but I have had that. Yes, I personally believe that some of the 411, like the missing people, I personally believe that some of that has to do with these underground beings coming out and taking people.
That's why it's really important to develop our signals, knowing it's them or us. understanding our limitations to element 115, which gives anti-gravity, I believe 1,000 kilometers, where the international station is. We're limited, thank God. But yes, I've seen that vision as well. That's need to get people on board on really knowing who our stellar family, so that we can determine from our heart if it's them or us, meaning the so-called human intelligence here. I was also the signals. See how the signals? They could change the signals. They could change whatever signals they want to play. That is their forte. But did you get anything about EMP?
Electric magnetic pulse.
Yeah, solar flares, big one.
Not that I know of. I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean, I know what EMPs are, but no, I don't think I've got anything about that. But I do know that from watching, or not from watching the news, but from hearing news from other people, that there's been a lot of solar flares recently. So I know what's happening.
Well, we could deflect enough within the International Space Station. Meteors, yeah, we could shoot those with neutrinos, no problem. The solar flares is an entirely different thing. And I'm just reviewing at the recipe or algorithm up there with the three diagonal east to west, north to south, and it changes and combines the length on the third symbol. On the fourth and fifth symbol, 1, 2, 3, on the fourth and fifth symbol of this diagram, there's a merge of different rays and different frequencies. It's not black and white. And not black and white. It's almost like the Higgs boson. You have all these things developing and it falls, it develops, and then it's getting density because it's the right elements combined with that. And then the fifth one, the fifth symbol, it's very interesting to me.
The
Because
one
those,
on,
yeah,
the one
those
on the
are,
very end.
yeah, heat, cold, fire.
What was it that Ashley said? They looked like elemental. Wait, what was it again?
Elemental
Yeah,
symbols.
yes. So the sun, rising east, west. The poles are Antarctica, north and south. And then there's a combination. There's a long frequency on the third symbol. They're actually all different sizes and length of cycles. So the fourth and fifth go together. Just don't know what it is yet. But
Yeah, I'm still trying to piece that together.
Evolution, change. Okay, temperance, tempering. It's not, all over again. Okay, it's there will be a change, a great change. For all the elements are still there, but they're different.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense. But yeah, in the next session, I will go deeper into more about like the whole timeline of everything when I was first contacted to now. Just today, I just wanted to talk more about all of this stuff with this downloads and the owl cluster, and just to get y'all caught up on like where she's from. And
Is there a hierarchy with Atswa? Is she like the commander of the civilization? Is she? What is their hierarchy?
that's something I don't think that they even have. I don't think that they are. I don't think that there's any type of like
I mean, they
command.
have jobs, right? They have jobs. So it's like, what is her job? What is her mission? You know, um, they need Earth. It's part of everything.
Or they just want to help us not go through what they had to go through, and not just that, but just it's not just it's a lot of the beings are wanting to team up to show us. Um,
Well, they're also part of the Milky Way. I mean, they're part of, you know what I mean? Anything
yeah,
that happens in our galaxy affects everything and
yeah,
outside.
yeah,
That's
and that's the
clear.
other thing. Um, when they were testing out these nuclear bombs and stuff, it wasn't. It was affecting everybody. It wasn't just affecting Earth. Like it was tearing through dimensions and affecting other planets and other species. Um, and I think that's another thing that they're trying to prevent is an all out nuclear attack that's not just going to affect Earth. It's going to affect a whole lot of stuff. Um, I just think that their main priority is to help us not kill ourselves and to show us to help us move higher, and be part of you know whatever you would call it, a galactic uh I don't know what you call it, but they just want us to be part of everybody. They want to show that they exist, that a lot of them are the same as us. you know Even other species that don't look like us uh might have been like us a long time ago, but evolved to look different. um they want us to know that they are out there. They're here to help. um with herself, I don't know what if she's a commander or what her title would be, but I just think that I don't know what the words would be. She's um I'm not really sure what the words would be. She's a rebel. She's speaking out, from her on their behalf. She's reaching out to try to talk to anybody who will listen, who would could help spread information and get everybody on board with what's going on, what's going to happen. Yeah, yeah, a ambassador or something like that. Yes, that's the words I was looking for.
Hey, Joshua, can I share one more thing while you were talking? And,
Yeah,
uh, you know, um, uh, so I go with signals. I love my thermal, and I always watch signals whenever the anomalies come down, or signals to the ground, because, we need ground. Can't do
yeah,
anything without ground. And so every time, I see these signals, and of course, they're all different frequencies, and they'll tell me if cell towers or whatever. But so I have a thermal that tells me the temperature and also the signals if it's coming from a tower, cell tower, a radio tower, whatever it is. Um, and I'm just looking back at these signals that what they call tear in the veil, um, where it's different from the ghost hunting stuff. The smoke of the ghost hunting. These are like really density, so dense that it has gravity on the ground. I mean, gravity, it's all the way on the ground, and you could feel it's heavy elemental because it's visible to our naked eyes. We don't need our camera vision to see. We could actually see its density by our cones, our visual cones. No equipment needed. So to me, there is going to be different signals. There are going to be signals that will change Earth. Yeah, east to west. That's the sun, which reflects on the Earth, and the signals coming up on the ground. So it's, yes, it is kind of signals that are changing. Actually, I have something from last night that showed the land changing from above. The land actually changing. As if there was something above shining down and changing the land so you could actually visually see it. So so it is a change in Earth. There's a change. Don't know if it's good or bad, but I know it's not going to start all over again. But there will be change. There will be, and change always begets, things that we have to accept.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And I hope everything I said today made sense. I'm sorry that I was kind of all over the place, but
No, it was great, dude. It was, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. It was very clear.
my cat's talking too. But yeah, like I said, on next Sunday, I'll go through more of the history of when she first contacted me and everything, leading up to now. But today I was wanting to be more focused on these downloads and the owl cluster and where she comes from and all of that information.
When you figure out what you want to present next week, just send them to me like you sent it now. I'll use the same ad and I'll put it an event. No, we'll do a reminder. If you want to change the description, let me know. I'll just copy and paste what you want. But I just took what you put out there in your own words,
Yeah.
Okay.
So, is any more questions or would you like to talk about? I mean, anybody want to? I'm all open for answering any questions, I guess.
Can you talk more about what she showed you? Like the destruction, uh like like that must have been really intense when she showed you one of the options, which was like, all these changes going on in the earth where it was destructive to people. That must have been a lot of energy. That must have been a lot to take in.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of the times it takes a lot of energy, but yeah, that was one of the first things, one of the first visions I had was of the two possible futures, and from what I could tell, with the bad one is it was obviously something that happened like a big war. It was like the ending of a big war. Everything was like blown up and smoke everywhere. There's fires everywhere. There's bodies everywhere. Um, and the vision was kind of like skipping through different locations of the planet, and I could see like forest mowed down to nothing but fiery stumps, um, lakes and rivers dried up, just destruction pretty much everywhere. Um, burnt buildings that were knocked over. People were out rampaging. What people were left were out just killing each other and stealing stuff from each other, and it was pretty much what you would think like a apocalypse would look like, or it was just nothing but death and destruction, and really scary, sad, and like I said, it was what I took of it is it was like the endings of something big that happened, like a big war or maybe earthquakes or something. But the way the people were acting with each other, it was just hate, just so much hate, and yeah, it was very sad, very scary. And then on the flip side, it was more like we had evolved. We had there was like futuristic looking cars and buildings and trees everywhere, everything green and nice, and people just getting along with each other, and um just what what I think they are trying to push us towards. But yeah, it was definitely a scary vision, and like I said, I don't know what year it was or anything like that. I don't know how far in the future it was, but yeah, from the looks of it, it didn't look like it was too far in the future. But I'm not sure about what years or anything like that. And I think that she was showing me that to get my attention, to be like, hey, this is serious. This is your options, and y'all need to start working together. You know, these past years, you can look on the news and everything and just see how much people are divided. Just so much hate right now, and just it's like it's going back in time. Like we're reversing and going back towards racism. And I mean, I'm not saying racism never stopped, but it's getting pretty bad again, and people are just divided, and just yeah, it's getting bad these past couple. Well, I would say like the last 4 or 5 years. This is, and I feel like something big is gonna happen if we don't stop all this hate and pull together and try to make things right. Yeah, it's just I got goosebumps just talking about it, because it is scary, and it's just getting worse and worse every day, and I'm afraid that we're heading towards that bad future. Sorry.
No, you got to get real. We affect Earth. We are killing Earth. It's going to get to a point, Josh, where the ones that don't see it, as I said before, can't save everyone. We save a lot more. It's their path. If they catch the wave, they'll flow with the wave. They can't. You just got to focus on the ones that can be saved. Sorry. Did they say anything about plates? Volcanic plates, movement? That's a big one.
I mean, like I said, with that vision I had, it kind of seemed like it was, like I said, there was lakes and rivers dried up, and big parts of the ocean gone. So I took that as, some type of disaster in the earth, some type of, earthquakes or tsunamis or tidal waves, whatever. Heat, lots of heat.
A lot of dormant
Yes.
volcanoes. Yep. A lot of those all over the earth.
Yeah, it kind of looked like a nuclear fallout.
Yep.
It yeah, it was bad. Is there anything else you wanted to ask?
Now I'm just gonna sing "We Are the World." We are the children. Okay, I want to do some Smurf. We are the one. No, we're good. Yeah. Okay. Very good.
Yeah, I just hope we can all, you know, open people's eyes, and I know that these beings, they want to help. They want to come down and help us, but they're hesitant because of our governments. They're hesitant because they have been shot down before and shot at. So, I mean, the only way that they have to sneak around, and they can't just show themselves because of fear of them being shot down or killed, or taken in and tested on. And but they do want to help us, and they want to come down and help us, but we got to do our part first before they can do their part. We have to open people's eyes and try to make the fear go away, which I think is actually is happening. I mean, when they announced that UFOs are real, there wasn't no big out. Like in the past, you would hear, "Oh, well, we can't say that these are real because people are gonna go crazy in the streets or commit suicide," or you know that didn't happen. When they announced, all this stuff being real, there was not really too much of a you know reaction. Really, I was actually really shocked that there wasn't that much of a reaction. It's like people just were like, okay, and went along with their lives. So I think we are getting there. I mean, I don't think there's as much fear as they want. I know they want, and when I say government, I don't mean just our government. It's governments all over the world that are working together to cause fear and to cause. I don't know if y'all seen that thing with the lasers in the sky that just happened with China over. I think it was over Hawaii. There's all these green lasers that were in the sky.
Mhm.
I think that that's part of the Project Bluebeam. I think that they were working on some type of hologram to show in the sky, some type of fake, showing fake UFOs coming down. I think that it's gonna happen soon. That they're gonna cause some type of false flag alien attack somewhere, something big like a 9/11, and get everybody on board to be, oh, we got to do something about this. We got to go to war with. And I think that part of that vision was an aftermath of something like a big war that happened between, not between us and the ETs, but between us and ourselves, pretty much, because of the fear of something coming down and taking over.
Yeah.
And I know that's not something new. I know, that's been talked about for, a long time, the Project Bluebeam and all that, but I think that they are starting to roll it out. I think that it's gonna happen soon. There's just so much going on with UFO talk and people saying that it's a national, security threat. I think that they're going to roll it out soon. Yeah, exactly, Ashley. That's, but I just think that we're doing the right thing by bringing people together and sharing all this information. And the more that people know, and the more people who open their eyes, the sooner that we can get help from these beings that are waiting to help us, and like literally surrounding our planet, just waiting to help. And they are helping, in little ways by healing people, and but once we all get on the same page, they can actually come down and do some really big changes and help us evolve into you know to be more advanced. And I don't know. I don't know. That's just my view on everything, I guess. And that's part of what Atswa and these beings, that's part of what they've been saying, what she's been saying is nothing is as it seems. I don't know. Yes, exactly. It definitely is a waiting game. And yeah, I know not everything is as bad as it seems, but there is a lot of bad. But there's a lot of good too. I mean, but if we don't all come together, the bad is going to outweigh the good. And
Yeah, I think the first level will be fear. It's the only way to destroy a circle is inside a circle. So fear is a
yeah,
great foundation for destruction.
that's what I believe is that's going to be the first thing is fear.
Yep. And then they're doing the Orson thing. I mean, come on, with the Chinese balloons are all, where's my tofu? So um you know, I think that the testings will be coming up. More people are coming out. It's become reality. So you get the believers, and they're like, okay, I got my contact. This is it. So you got to believe in it to fear in it.
And these laws they're trying to pass. I don't know if y'all watched that whole thing about the UAPs and all that. They were talking about laws to make it where America has eminent domain over everything UFO related, everything. They were even talking about people who they didn't say CE5, they didn't say those words, but they pretty much said that they were going to try to outlaw people from trying to make contact with beings, with UFOs and all that. Make it to where only they can do stuff like that. Um, I know some of these laws didn't pass, but they're gonna keep trying. You know, they just reword them, and then. But I don't know if y'all paid attention or watched that, but a lot of that stuff that these people were saying was kind of scary. Yeah, exactly. They were. That's exactly what it was their first step into fear. So that's why I say I think that this stuff's gonna happen sooner than later. Yeah, it's all about control. That's exactly what it is. Uh,
At least we know Antarctica, pretty safe down there without the plates. Our plate boundaries. A lot of them are volcanic. And, they're not active, but they are ring of fire and stuff like that. So, um, you know, and messing with the natural frequencies of Earth is not good for us either.
I appreciate y'all joining in today and listening to everything. And if y'all have any more questions afterwards, you can always message me, and I'm willing to talk about whatever. I try my hardest it's hard for me to speak about things. I think it's part of my autism. It's kind of hard for me to speak about anything really. Like
Dude, you did great, man. You got
did this very well. Yeah.
Yeah. You did great. You got me and Diana and Ash. We're like looking at space, like brain is going and it's gone.
Like I'll have everything in my head what I want to say, and then I just get spaced out or something else. That's why I try to write it down to read it, but even then yeah.
No, brother, just go with the flow.
You've done well. You've done well.
Yeah.
You've done well.
Ever since I started this group, I'm like, man, I'm gonna have to work on talking.
You were great, dude. You were great. You captured us with this stuff. So whatever you did, do it again.
Yeah.
Very good.
The next Sunday meeting, I'm gonna have all of that written down. I'm gonna pretty much be reading all of that.
Yeah.
Looking
You know how to
forward
put it
to
on Google. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm just looking forward to it. And thank you.
Josh, you could just put it on your Google Drive, all the stuff. And then you could share it, or you could just send it to my messenger and just put, I'm ADHD, so and OCD. So structure is very important to me. So if that helps you, just like slide one, like we did, slide one, slide two.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that. I can write it all down in slides and then just read it.
Yes.
Yeah, that'd probably work way better.
Google Slide or something like that,
Yeah.
Or if you're going to be using your phone, like you're using your phone right now, just send it to me and I'll just present just like we did today.
Yeah, eventually we'll have Wi-Fi at the house, so I'll be able to use my laptop. But for now, all I can do is my phone.
That's fine. It's about adaptability for survival, right? Gotta adapt.
Anybody else have any more questions or?
No, but the East Coast, where y'all live, Right there, right, the Appalachian Mountains. Man, there's no volcanic, no nothing there. It's just like tsunami warning. But there's your guys are not on any moving plate. You know,
Yeah,
you're pretty far away from the Mid-Atlantic Ridge. No volcanoes. The only
I'm
thing
in
you don't have
Iowa.
to deal with is tsunami.
I'm in Iowa, like in the very middle of Iowa. But they do say that if there was ever like floods and stuff, like the Appalachian Mountains would be a safe place to go.
Yep,
Just, like you said, there is no volcanic activity there,
nothing there.
but
It's deep underground too.
there is a lot of cave systems there, though.
Yep.
Back when I lived in North Carolina, I lived in the mountains for a couple years. The Blue Ridge Mountains, kind of North Carolina, Tennessee borderline. And there were so many cave systems there that just keep going on and on forever. Like, it's kind of scary. But the place I lived was called Boone, Boone, North Carolina, and it was up in the mountains, the Appalachian Mountains. Very, very beautiful place.
Yeah, you're in Iowa, right?
Yeah, I live in Parkersburg, Iowa. It's like
Dude,
right in the
you're
middle.
good. There's nothing going on.
No, there's nothing but cornfield,
Yeah,
or tornadoes.
good. All up in the center. It's cool, but
There's been some really bad tornadoes here in the past.
Yeah, but nothing will shake the ground underneath your fortress in the underground, so that's good.
But
Good place.
yeah, back in this town, Parkersburg, you can look up pictures online of there's a really bad tornado that pretty much took out half the town. It was 2008. Took out like half the town houses, and if you look at the pictures, it looked like a bomb went off, and there's National Guard everywhere, so it makes it look like a war zone. But I didn't live here then, but my wife did, and she's every time we get bad storms or something, she gets. Yeah, a lot of people have like PTSD here from that.
I know South Dakota got some cool, cheap islands. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to go to the Dakotas one of these days.
Yep.
I want to go camping out there and see all the buffalo and.
It's a nice natural lake that flows through there. It's wonderful. Lake Sakakawea.
Oh yeah.
So
there's a Lake Okoboji here in
and
Iowa.
it's actually the property there is cheap. So keep it low pro.
Lake Okoboji in Iowa is a UFO hotspot. There's been a lot of sightings there. And it's only like a few hours away from me.
Place that we stand.
Yeah.
Other people stand too. Like Rick always says he sees them.
My wife, I
Happy
tell her about it.
anniversary.
That's actually next Sunday, but
Oh, sorry.
yeah, but thank you. Yeah, I made a mistake. I thought it was this Sunday, but it's next Sunday.
Aw.
But thank you, though. Well,
All
there's
right.
nothing else. I think I'm gonna hop off of here, and we're gonna cook some zucchini squash quesadillas.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, we're gonna cook those up, and yeah.
All right.
Well,
thank you,
you all.
everybody. Thank
Yeah,
you. Bye,
and like I
Ash.
said,
Bye, Dee.
Thank you.
If y'all have any questions after, or think of anything afterwards, feel free to message me and ask. I'm fine with that.
I'm going to share you this recording through Google Drive. Then you could download it, on your computer.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to post it
share it.
anywhere until after the meeting
No.
next Sunday. But yeah, definitely. If you can send it to me through
Yeah.
Google, that'd be cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be you have, I'm gonna send it to your Gmail. Accept it. It's gonna be locked down by email authentication. So you gotta
Okay.
sign into your Gmail before you could actually click it.
All right.
Okay.
Well, thank you all.
Okay.
Bye.
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 The D. I'm sorry. I have to say that. The D. I'm sorry. Bye, guys. Love
Have a
you.
good one. Bye.
Bye bye.